All right. Hey, everybody. I am David Geisler, host of the Technophiles podcast, and I'm doing some post-production on last night's episode. It was episode 292, and it was a live episode at UWM. It was totally awesome. We had Julian Jackson and Greg Post as our guests. And now I'm working on the post-production. This episode's going to come out on Saturday. So right now what I'm doing is I'm building some of the graphics that we use for YouTube, some of the graphics that we use for Twitch and our website, and also in the beginning of the actual videos. So really what I'm doing here is, let me show you on this folder here. This is, for example, last week's episode. Just getting some stuff organized on the other side. Oh, my. Okay, so here's an example of the kind of thing I'm making right now. This is episode 291. This is the episode that came out last Saturday. Microsoft Opens Online, Part 1. We've probably got a couple other variations here. This is the background graphic, which I'll also be making. It's just a blur graphic. This graphic informs the website of what colors to use when it's making its style sheets. We have Microsoft Opens on. Okay, you get the idea. So I'm doing this. I've got our cast. Microsoft Opens Online. Okay. And then this is, of course, this is the icon that shows up on the website and on like iTunes and Stitcher and stuff like that. So, as I was saying, we had a really awesome episode last night. It was actually really cool. Julian Jackson, who's the vice president of design at the Milwaukee Public Museum, he joined us, and Greg Post, he has a really long title and I can't remember it, but he's in charge of a lot of the tech stuff that happens. He actually was pretty involved with making sure that the app works that is part of this new Streets of Old Milwaukee exhibit, and code writing, and making sure that the sounds and the look, and even we learned last night, even some of the smells line up with what the Milwaukee Public Museum's trying to do with their exhibits. Getting a weird kind of delay here. 1 second. Okay. So, I mean, I've got these graphics from last week, as you can kind of see here. I don't know how much you can tell is going on, but over here, I have each one of our shows. Each one of the shows at Technophiles, or TPN really, Technophiles Podcast Network, each show has its own code. Pod is for the Technophiles Podcast, NWS is for the Technophiles Newscast, BRD is for Branching Dialogue, TTS is for the Tabletop Test Shop, and SFS is for Sci-Fi Science. So I don't need any of those things right now, so I have them all turned off. This is just a normal embedded file here. Now, I like this image, but so these guides here, they tell me that they're kind of giving me a heads up as to where the focus of this image is going to be later on. And, I really like this trolley thing. The Office, this is going to read well on iTunes. You'll be able to see that. But I really want to feature this trolley. So I'm going to try to find maybe one more graphic. I think there was another picture that the museum sent us that I'm going to try to use. Otherwise, I'll just zoom in maybe on this part right here. Oh, you know what? I don't know. That might be a good idea. Maybe I'll just do that right off the bat. Let me pull up another folder. Here we go. 292. Okay. So this is where I was pulling up the files from earlier. Here we go. Technophiles. Let's look at the apothecary. Oh, maybe the corner. Even though I really want to feature the trolley, maybe the corner image would be good. The one with the bakery in it, because it's very dynamic. So, it's a mixture of like what content is interesting, but also what photographs are going to, what images are actually going to communicate well once we filter them through the filters. So if I even like go over the featured image from probably Tabletop Test Shop, see, we get it, everything gets muted down, and there's a lot of filters happening. There's tons of smart layers happening right here along the edge that tell this picture what to do. This is obviously not... Oh, actually, maybe I can show you real quick. So this whole image here starts, and it took a while to automate all this, starts as, let me turn pod off and tabletop on. It starts as this. So here's the normal image, and eventually the computer, after a bunch of filters and things, it turns it into this. I kind of like it how it looks like a little bit of a stamp, and then the colors get really blurred out, almost like a watercolor kind of thing. And that's just part of our aesthetic at Technophiles. So if I turn the pod on and I turn TTS off, let's see here. So for example, I'm just going to save this to show you what would happen here. Again, I'm interested more in this trolley. Man, I don't know. I'm a little torn here. I kind of want to take a look. Let's see what we get with Northside. So we learned a lot of cool things about the Streets of Old Milwaukee exhibit on last night's episode, and like I said earlier, it's going to come out this Saturday on iTunes and YouTube and Stitcher and all that kind of stuff, and on our website if you use a different podcast listening device. This is certainly taking a while. It's a little weird. Whenever you're ready, Finder. Oh, here we go. Just give it a second. Spinny wheels. The life of a designer is waiting for spinny wheels and rainbow wheels. Though this is just a JPEG, this should not be taking this long. This is actually kind of super weird. Okay. We're not going to do that. I'm going to just switch to thumbnail, I guess. It's kind of weird. See what I can find. This is the graphic that I'm trying to pick that's going to show up on iTunes and on YouTube, and so it's got to be something that's really going to catch people's attention. So this is a beautiful photo here. It's my favorite photo, I think, of the assets that... Oh, see, I don't know. This one looks really good, too, because it's got this nice purple... Man, it's a tough call. I'm going to bring this fountain one in. We'll experiment with it. This photo is really nice as well. I can even see here that... Maybe I can pull this up a little bit, these graphics. I can see that this is a fantastic photo, but I really need my content to be in the upper right. And I don't know if I want to flip this horizontally. That might be... too inauthentic. I don't know, man. All right, this is what we're going to do. These are great photos, but I'm going to stick with the one we have. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. Pull this up. So even though this office really looks great, I think, yeah, I'm doing the right thing here. We're just going to zoom in on the trolley. It's probably going to be the most iconic. I don't really want to use, I could use like a Streets of Old Milwaukee logo, but it's, I don't know, you try to avoid using logos as much as possible, even though they really trigger something for people. It's better to get something a little less literal, or a little less, a little bit more emotional, a little less informative. Okay, this is actually probably going to be okay. So what I have here is, I've got the Falk up there. Maybe I pull it down just enough so we can read the Falk Company. This might work. So the cast, eventually, they're going to be standing over here, if you can see. I'm going to go with this. I'm going to save this right now. Yeah, I like this. We can see the courtyard or whatever this is up here. Save that. Go back over to featured. Let's see how this breaks down. It'll take a second. Is it still saving? What's going on? Yeah, it is. 83% down here. Down in the lower left, 83%. Just cleaning stuff up over on the other side. Okay, anytime you're ready here, Photoshop. Anytime you're ready. 83%. It's kind of funny. It always seems to hover. I talked to Crystalia about this when we were doing Sci-Fi Science. Like, whenever you're saving, it seems to hover somewhere around 83, and then it goes, bloop, and then it's done. So these are all linked files here. I don't know if... Yeah, okay, updating smart objects. Excellent, excellent. I like seeing this. This window is actually telling me that it's updating the smart objects in this other file over here, the TPN Logo 216 featured PSD. And I'm operating in the TPN Logo 216 featured -image PSD, which is an embedded file. Not really embedded. I don't know. It's tricky. It's not embedded. You can lose it if you delete it out of the wrong directory, but it's only accessible through TPN Logo 216 featured PSD. Whereas sometimes you can do like linked files. For example, in a little bit here, I'm going to be inputting the cast photos over this. And those are not embedded images. They're linked images, which means if let's say I want to change a picture of V Lobs or something, her hair is weird, or we take a new picture of her or something like that, and I build that in Photoshop and I save it to the correct directory, much like how a website pulls a file, Photoshop will pull that file in automatically. Okay, this is looking good. Let's go over here. What do we get? Let's see. Here's the moment. Hey! Cool! Ooh, yeah. I like this. I think we might just stick right with this. This is beautiful. Easy to read. Got a nice kind of old-timey look here. We've got some vignetting over here, and then some focus pulling. This is all happening in all these layers. If I were to turn all these layers off, watch, I'll show you real quick. So this is just the image that we just saved over here, featured image. There it is. Then I desaturate it, for starters. Tweak the contrast a little. Just a bit. There we go. Then this is where it gets tricky. I bring in an image. I bring in this image here, which is the original source here. These are all duplicate sources from the file. That's why it's so important. This file here, this 216 featured -image, this is the file I can drop graphics into, and then they kind of cascade out into all of these other smart object experiences, which get dealt with in different ways. And so this is an example where we desaturate it, we blur it, and I invert it. And that looks super weird right now, but when we take a file like this, and you might notice up here, it's a color dodge file at 100% opacity. So when that gets layered on top of this, for example, we get kind of a sketchy, like literally a kind of sketch type look. And it's so awesome. This all happens, not automatically. It literally took me like a week to build these project files, half a year ago. So this is cool. This could be good enough right here. This is like a cool look. This is a look where we've gone from the photo, and this is a photo that the Milwaukee Public Museum sends us. And we kind of want to make it our own. We don't want to just straight out steal the photo, even though we have permission to use this. We kind of want to make it our own. So the first thing we can do is make it look like this. I'm going to zoom in a little. But then I kind of like taking it a little further, and I have a layer here of just blurred color. Let me show you. That's all it is the image at 60% opacity on a multiply. So I'm not bringing in any whites. Any color that's dark is opaque, and any color that's light is see-through. And I blur it like crazy. So now it's very subtle here, but I just kind of have a weird blurry color blobs that are, again, informed by this image. So we come back, We lay that on top of our inverted blurry thing, and then even underneath that, we take the other photo, and then we get this really cool thing where we have our sketch images. We're starting to get subtle colors, little pinks here. We got some blue from the screen still, as you might be able to see. Nice subtle oranges. And I think I made another filter here where, not filter, another layer that it brings up some of the saturation even more. So ultimately what happened was I actually like this look right here. I kind of like how this looks. This is very cool in my opinion. It'd be a really good like background image. But ultimately on YouTube and on iTunes, you need a little bit more saturation. This ends up, even though it looks great here, it ends up being a little dull. So I added another layer just to really pump and pop some of that saturation. It's almost too much for what we're looking at right now, but it works later, I promise. Then we have another layer here of just blurring, because later the numbers are going to show up over here, and I want to keep the focus. Again, the focus needs to stay kind of here where I'm pointing. So if this is the image, I want people to stay looking here. The cast is eventually going to be standing here, and the Technophile stuff is going to go over here. So I do a little bit of like a poor man's tilt shift by creating another layer. Let me disable the mask real quick so you can see it. There, just a layer. It's the same thing. It's the same stinking file. Brought in again. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That file is brought back into this experience 6 different times, and they're layered on top of each other. And because it's embedded as a smart object, when I change just this file, of course, like I said, it cascades into all these other things. Okay, so we have the Gaussian blur, or however you pronounce it, but I call it Gaussian blur. Let's turn this mask back on. So this is a mask where black equals see-through and white equals opaque down here over by my colors. So that means that I took a brush and this is see-through, and over here it's not see-through. But really what that's doing is it's taking this blurred layer, see, and putting it right on top. And then last but not least, after all of that is said and done, I have this little average blur. So average blur is really cool. Average blur will take an image, calculate how many, it literally finds the average color of the entire image. So if I bring this to 100 real quick, you can see. Oh, so I have my mask going. That's why we're seeing through here. But this color here is literally the average pixel color of all the other images. And you can really do some interesting things with these average blurs. So I'm going to bring it back down to, oh my gosh, I actually forgot where it was at. I'm just going to undo. Apple Z. Hopefully that brings in the 70, and Apple Z one more time. Nope. Oh, right, of course I have to step back. I always forget that one. And it's step backwards. Like it. So now we got a nice kind of blobby, blurry, cool color thing. And all this came from, all of these, it's almost, I want it to look a little bit like a painting. Not exactly like a painting, but like a stamp that then has been like colored with watercolor. Almost like how old movies would get painted on and colored in. I kind of want that look. Even though we're a technology podcast, I kind of like this look. So again, we're going from this photo, and after we do all of those steps, it turns into this. So we're going to save this as well now. I'm very pleased with this, so I'm going to close up my featured image. There we go. Looking good, looking good. Saving at 83%, as always. Okay. Saved. So now the fun begins. Now we open up a couple other files. I just go to recent because I use these so much. We're going to go to TPN logo 216 video PSD, which creates the featured image for like the YouTube thumbnails, and of course, and then not of course, but the title graphic that will eventually show up in Premiere. Okay, so this file here is from a previous episode, episode 2 of Tabletop Test Shop, where they played Alien Frontiers. I used the same I don't create different files for each show. I actually create different groups in this kind of master Photoshop file, because if I make one little change to this or like one little change to the logo, I want that to, I guess, populate the other shows as well. I don't want to have to keep, if every little change I do, I don't want to have to do that 5 times for every show. So it's, even though the files can get kind of big when you embed all the shows into one Photoshop file, I personally think it's better than having to update everything. So, okay, I've got my little exclamation points here. They're saying, hey, update this file, dude. Update all modified content. Okay, let's see here. Just replying to some Technophiles people on Slack right now. Pardon me. Slack is amazing, but it also means people can contact you at any point. But like 99% of the time, that's a good thing. Okay. So we've updated. We've got the graphic in the back. Notice that fades through into this. This background. It's so fun building this stuff. So then we have... let me see if I can kill the show real quick. Okay, there we go. Just to show you. So there it is. Alien Frontiers, Episode 2. That's from a different show. We don't have to worry about that right now. First thing we do, we bring in this layer where if I were to disable the mask, you can tell it takes the same smart... So we've taken one smart object. We've multiplied it 5 times. Saved that as a single smart object, bring that into this file, and now in this file what we're doing, we have the normal one back there, but then I can bring it in and blur it over here, blur it behind the logo, and let's see. There it is. Someone just texted me to tell me that they're watching me and that it was creepy. I will text them back. Well, get used to it. That's actually what I'm texting them. I hope that's not too much. Okay. So, let me take off my guide so you can kind of see a little bit of what's happening here. We have these two different blur. This is an average blur. There's that average blur. I'm in love with it. If I turn that off, you can see what happens. It turns into a different kind of blur. So we have these two different black and white bars. The average blur. Person who just texted me, are you still watching this? Text me. I don't think that person has a Twitch account right now. Otherwise, they'd probably just be messaging me. Okay. All right, so we've got Tabletop Test Shop. I don't want to be doing Tabletop Test Shop. I want to do the Technophiles podcast. So I'm just turning these groups. I built all these groups a long time ago. All these different layers make this experience here. And so it's kind of tricky because I had to do a thing where the word podcast has to subtly change its color based on the background image. All right, let's see here. That's fine. On the newscast, we have an extra little filter that we bring in for the categories, but I'm keeping that off. Okay. So this is looking pretty good. We probably don't need a part 1. So I'm going to open up, if I double click right here in this TPN logo title, I have to update the... Yeah, so this is yet another Photoshop file that I should be able to TPN pod. Oop, 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 oop. Actually, I don't need to worry about that because I'm in the wrong file. There we go. 291. and 292. And then the episode is called Modernizing the Museum. Oh man, I may not have enough room for 2 guests. So normally what we do is we do like, whatever the title of the episode is. Maybe, you know what? No, I can take care of this in the guest. Okay, Modernizing the Museum, and I'm just going to type. No, I don't like this. Maybe we just keep it at Modernizing the Museum. Maybe I return this over. Ooh, that looks nice. Okay, we're going to try this. Keep Modernizing the Museum like this, 292 like that. Let's close this up. Save changes. Yes, please. I literally just got text. I got texted to stop texting while I'm streaming. No problem. All right. So now the graphics have updated, but I want to do live. I forgot that I actually have this little live thing here. Love it. Live 292. Now YouTube actually does an interesting thing. It's little watched overlay usually ends up somewhere around here. So we find that the number and the title episode will go behind the black bar that shows up on YouTube, but the live will be above it. Now, of course, this is not the cast from last night, so that is the next thing we need to change. And that's in show. Reading Photoshop format. So we got a few people watching the stream right now. Let me know who you are. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to turn off Tabletop Test Shop. Podcast. There it is. Oh, isn't that funny? Podcast actually works. It's the cast of the podcast. And then this is where we bring in our guests. We have more. So Mark Tasman was our last live show guest, and we might have some wacko. Oh, it's Jamin. Oh no! Where am I going to fit all this? We have no room. All right. I'm not actually sure how I'm going to do this. So normally this here, for example. Okay, let me just save this to show you. Again, I'm editing graphics for episode 292, which we recorded just last night on March 23rd, and the episode will come out on Saturday. We were interviewing Julian Jackson and Greg Post of the Milwaukee Public Museum about using new technology in some of the new exhibits that they've been designing, and it was actually awesome. It was a great episode. I can't wait. I'm doing these graphics right now, but we're gonna probably in about a half an hour here we'll move into editing the audio and stuff like that. And I'm going to probably work on this tomorrow afternoon as well, and I'm really looking forward to it. It was a lot of fun. In fact, we even went out for drinks and food afterwards, and that was really cool to be able to kind of pick their brains a little bit more casually. I'm really into casually picking brains. Of course, what I mean by that is it was just we thought we were just going to get a drink, but a whole nother conversation came out of that. And it was really cool, so much so that it made me think man, maybe after we record our real podcast, maybe we should do some kind of live stream after show at some restaurant or bar here in Milwaukee. I'm not joking. I think it'd be cool to find a sponsor that would let us, I don't know, some back room in a restaurant. You light it, you mic it, build a different production crew, finish the show, go over there, do an after show. Oh, it'd be so cool. All right, so this looks fine. I'm very pleased with this layout right here. Here's the cast. It says Live 292, Modernizing the Museum. I love it. With Mark Tasman, who was not our guest last week. He was our guest last month. And so that's fine. Normally I'd put Julian right there. Julian Jackson was he was our first guest, and then we also had Greg Post with us, and both of them were amazing. But I honestly have no idea where I'm going to fit them. So normally if we do 2 cast members, let me go back into this other file real quick. So this is its own embedded smart object right here. The cast and the thing, that's all its own. experience. Okay, so we did build a second special guest member, but usually when we do this, we only have, 2 other cast members on the show or something. So it would look more like this. That's great. That's fine. We can work with that. But we had all 4 cast members and 2 guests. So we had 6 people on the show last night. Where are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? If you guys have any ideas, let me know in the chat. But honestly, maybe we have to just go vertical. Maybe it just has to be vertical. I don't like this idea. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm just switching through some music here. Okay, so, we have first special guest, second special guest. I like this position of this second guest. I don't want to change that for future episodes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that. Maybe I guess I'll call it third special guest. I don't know if that's really the right idea. Second special guest B. Let's do that. Because I don't want to imply that it's 3 guests in future builds. Special guest B. And I'll even retitle the other one as special guest A, just so we don't lose track of anything. Okay. So maybe if I take this off, man, I don't know. Like, look, if I put it up here, but that's going to be... Where can this work? We don't have enough room. Maybe like this. Okay, maybe I just put them next to each other. Ugh, I don't like this. I do not like this. These are not the pictures of our guests. I gotta go get them still. You know what we do? Maybe we go get that now, and I'll come back to this and see if this can fix itself somehow. If I have some new ideas when I come back. So I need to go find an image of Julian. I don't think he has a headshot. At least it wasn't in the press kit. So I'm just gonna internet search him. There we go, Milwaukee Public Museum. Let's pull the dashboard over here. That's not staff directory. I don't think it's going to get me anything. I'm just doing a public search here. So that's him. That's not a bad picture, but it's Journal Sentinel Online. I don't know. Come on, Julian. I need a picture of you. See, I don't want to grab that. I don't know. Maybe, honestly, maybe he has a LinkedIn page. I'm not joking. Julian Jackson, LinkedIn. If that's okay, I can grab his profile picture from there if we need. Awesome. Top 10. He's going to get that notice on his app. Someone's been looking at you on LinkedIn. I don't want to go to his Facebook page or anything. We'll just see what, like, if he has a professional. Come on, Julian, please. Oh, I don't know. Full profile? You're kidding me. Let's try Greg. Greg Post. Milwaukee Public Museum. Staff directory, but I don't think the staff direct. Okay, here we go, Greg. Come on, buddy. Have a headshot, please. I should have asked for this ahead of time. I don't know what I was thinking. Is this for real? Do I have to go full profile? Because I'm not signed in? Let's see. Okay. Man, I don't know. This is tricky. Maybe, if this doesn't come together, I might have to email them tomorrow and ask for a photo or something. Maybe I'll put in some placeholder images right now. This is just email stuff. Greg post, but I think this brings up an email is all. He was cool. His wife came out with us afterwards when we got a drink and stuff. Got some food. It was me, Jake Gill's wife, Pooey, and then Krista Lee was there. A few other folks were there. It was awesome, actually. It was cool enough just talking with them. We learned awesome stuff from them and some of the plans that the Milwaukee Public Museum has planned. Man, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Okay. We might have to do some hardcore searching here. We might have to do some full-on Facebook searching. Let's go to Facebook real quick. And I'm not going to look for their personal profile, but I'm just going to see if the Milwaukee Public Museum has a picture or something. Dang. I really should have asked them for something like this. Well, usually we'll have a guest on and you just go to their bio page. UWM is pretty good about providing headshots for professors and stuff like that. Milwaukee Public Museum. I'm spelling it all wrong, in fact. Let's see what we get. Excellent. Yep, it's because I typed it. Museum. Didn't even look. Didn't even notice. Milwaukee Public Museum. There we go. I wonder if I put, I don't know, a picture of the museum in there? That's stupid. Okay. Can we get some photos that they posted? I think this is highly unlikely. What? Oh, these are my pictures? Ay. This is not what I'm needing right now. Okay. I might have to email them tomorrow. I'm not excited about that. I want to get this done now. Maybe I'll do a little bit of personal searching real quick. Pod. Save. Might as well just see what this looks like on the video. If not, I can at least get the iTunes images done. And maybe I'll move over to the audio. I can't email them yet. Now, tonight. Way too late. Okay. Over on my other screen, I'm gonna... No need to blast this all over Steam. I'm gonna do a quick photo search. Come on now. Okay, maybe. I'm looking. Okay. That is not the Julian Jackson I am looking for. I'm over on the other page right now. Thanks, guys. I'm just taking a look. Let's try one more search. I might. Okay, do you know what I might have to do? Because I don't have their photos. I might make this call right now. I don't want to do this, but I might have to kill the images and just use the text. Oh, I really don't want to do this. With Mark Tassman. With Mark Tassman. So maybe I use that special guest one, actually. I noticed that my special guest B folder. Let's turn these on. Okay, we don't need Jamin. He used to be a guest, now he's an actual dude. Host of Tabletop Test Shop. So maybe you can see what I'm doing here. Special guest Jamin Schroeder. Let's try Julian Jackson. What do you think? Should the ampersand go here at the end or on the other side? I can't tell. Greg. Post. And I think the ampersand will go down here. Looks a little better. And then maybe I just kill the graphic. NPM logo, maybe? I don't know. Let's see what this looks like. Save this. I'm just going to see what it looks like. I hate not showing their faces. I want to give them some credit, but I can't find any pictures. Maybe we let the trolley be the hero. The trolley in the background. See what we get. Updating smart objects. This looks terrible. This looks stupid. Doesn't it? I don't know. Not sure what to do. I might just pull those. I don't like it, but I might just pull the text in and let it be. One of those kind of things like that, maybe. It's Julian Jackson and Greg Post. This might be the way I have to go. Oh, I feel bad about it. I feel real bad about it. There we go. That might just be the way this has to be. It's fine. It's not the best. I really wish I could represent their faces, but man, I could not find any. Without like digging into their personal profiles and stuff, which I really don't want to do, and I certainly don't want to do on Steam. Maybe if it was someone I half knew for a while, I'd do that and then ask them permission, but I'm not going to do that for this. I think we're going to stick with this. I'm going to save this. Let's see what happens. Special guest, saving 43, 51%. Then we get to make our icons next, and then I'm going to move over to the audio. Make our icons for iTunes, our square icons, and our blurred background images for the website. You make all these assets first, even though I'm not going to use them until hours from now. Obviously, you create them all now, put them in the directory, and then pull for them later. This'll do. This'll do. All right, save that. So I'm just doing a quick save for web. Shift Option Apple S. Shift Option Command S, whatever. And I want to put it in not Tabletop Desktop. I'm going to Pod. Here we go. 292, just the episode. Actually, I'm going to go to 291 first, and it's kind of quicker. At least it's quicker for me to just pull. You know, you can click on a file name, and then it changes it real quick. And we're not going to have part 1, 2s, and 3s, so I think I'm going to get rid of the number there, 292F. If I put -1 in there, it's implying there's a -2 and a -3, so I don't want to do that. It's kind of like takes in a film. The first one doesn't have anything on it. 292F, let's try it. I'm going to open up that folder as well. I'm going to bring it over to the screen. There it is. Okay, looking good. Now we do need a few other versions of this file because of the intro for the video editing, and one is we have to kill the background. Save this as a PNG. Even this goes transparent, as you can see. The Technophiles podcast part goes transparent. File. So last week I was doing this quick export as PNG, and it kind of kicked me in the butt. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to go save as PNG. TPN Pod 292. I'm a big fan of favorites. Where are we? Here we are. And so I know that I postscript it with an I. Save it as PNG. Save. Cool. Let's do it. And then we should be getting this in our folder. Am I doing this right? What happened? There we go. I don't need this. Hey, they finally loaded. Get rid of that. We have our IPNG. Then we need one more where even the cast is gone. And it's just really just the title that's showing up. That's like, so eventually this is going to go over. This is going to be an overlay, a title card overlay while there's video playing behind it. This will be an asset that I bring into Premiere a little bit later. File save as. Going to the wrong place here. Pod 292. And this one's T. Hello, PNG. There we go. Save it. Saving down there, lower left. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can really see that in the stream here, huh? The black bar's kind of over it. I'm pointing at it, and then we'll see it pop up here in the window. Getting something. And there it is. Okay, great. Okay, so this graphic should be done now. I'm going to close this up, video PSD. Save it. I'm going to close it up because I want to save some of my RAM, to be honest. File, open recent. Now this one I call audio just because video tends to create the video file mostly creates images for the video feed and like the YouTube page and for Twitch, and so I just decided to call it video. And the other file, the file I'm opening right now, makes graphics for like Stitcher and iTunes and the website. So I just titled that one audio. TPN logo 216 underscore audio compared to TPN logo 216 underscore video. Here we go. So this is part of the tabletop test shop graphics mixed with sci-fi science. That's kind of funny to me. Two different shows are showing up here. So I've got my exclamation points in my layers. Pull this up a little maybe. And I'm going to update all modified content. And what that's doing is it's pulling in all the other files that we just created into this file. Pulling them in as if they're layers. Updating smart. This one might take a little bit of time, honestly, because we're pulling in a lot of complicated stuff. Hundreds of layers are like live and active. This graphic alone right here, we know, is already representative of about 20 or 30 layers to make that. When you go through all the cascading and all of the different versions of layers layered on top of things and multiplies and all that stuff and different overlays. Ooh, here we go. It's coming in. Now notice it recolored the bar here to the right, and hopefully it'll recolor the word science. Nice, nice. I like this. 292 is an average filter. That was kind of interesting putting that together, but we don't need it to be sci-fi science. We want it to be podcast. There we go. 292 came in. This 292 sources from the title image that we used earlier. This looks good. This looks great. In fact, I love it. We got a little bit of purple here. We got some of the red. You can tell that it's the trolley. I think we move along. We're in a good way. Let's save this one. This is the main featured image. This is the one that we use for all the promotion. It's a square. It's the iTunes, Stitcher, cover art kind of format. JPEG save. And skip that song. Let's see here. Where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? 292 JPEG. Take the postscript out. Ooh, man, I love it. Then we have to make a blur layer, which is right here. Actually, we may not need to anymore, but I'm still going to make it just in case. I'll wait till next week to really decide. Notice the podcast still shows up. It looks like it's in front of the blur, but it's actually behind the blur. It's just a little bit of a technicality, as you can see here. Some of that matte is pushed over, and I really don't know why. Maybe I should look into that, but for now, I just get rid of it by turning the show layer off. Save that as _G as the postscript for background. For background. Save it. Okay. _G. _G. There we go. Save it. Oh man, look, there's a little bit. You can see a little bit up here. Where's that coming from? Is that really from this graphic down here? Wow, LB. Oh, wow. I have some weird opacities happening up in this corner. I'm going to let it be for now, but I'm going to look into that when I have a little bit more time. All right, we're good here. We actually probably have all the graphics we need. Let's take a look. Should be 5 of them. Yep, there they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have this one. This one. Take away the background, then take away the cast. So even in the video, it'll be this graphic, then it will load this graphic, and that gray, this gray back here is see-through, equals transparent. And then this, and then we have our iTunes cover art, really our podcast cover art. It's just mostly in iTunes, and then our background graphic. Excellent. All right, we're good. We're solid. I only had to make 5 this week. Last week I had to make 15 because when we do 3 parts, we make different ones for different. Each part of the story of the episode gets its own feature graphic, but we don't need that. So actually, I think we're good here. We're going to close this up. Photoshop, I quit. You, audio, yes. Saving it at 83. I'm just going to hold out here for a little bit. I did quit Photoshop, right? Yeah, okay. Now I have to bring up Audition, and I'm going to start doing that now because Audition takes a while. If we do it on this computer or even our super strong other editing computer, Audition takes a bit. Actually, real quick, I'm going to see if I might have to turn Drive back on because I moved. Where did I move it? I moved it into this folder, and it doesn't look like it's synced. Let's see what we have. Okay, I don't like that I don't see this. Let me just see. I might go through the network into our other computer and grab that file real quick. TPN archive, I don't need it. I want quick share, TPN quick share. Dang it. We're going to have to go get that file. So what I'm doing right now is Audition has 5 audio channels in it. We had a mic for each person last night. A mic for myself, a mic for V. Lobbs, a mic for Julian Jackson, a mic for Greg Post, and a mic for Crystal Lee Malone. And then on the audience, we had a wireless mic for Jake Gill. And we had a wireless mic for Jake Gill. He recorded into a totally different computer. We had so our 5 mics were all digital mics, digital USB snowballs, and they went into Audition, and I'll be dealing with that in just a second. But the wireless mic is an analog feed into a laptop that we keep over on the side with the the FM receiver, just putting out a normal analog audio signal into Audition. And so I exported that audio earlier on the other machine. It's in the other editing area. So I'm going to go check that computer out real quick. And okay, let's grab this. This is the other computer on the other side. And all we need is TPN Pod 292. I think we put it in TPN RAW, actually. TPN Pod RAW. Live crowd, that's weird. Maybe it is in the MP3. Do we see an MP3? There it is. Live crowd mixdown. Okay. I'm going to take that and put it into our TPN shared folder here. Oh, it's so crazy when you're doing this stuff. Live crowd into TPN shared. Okay, we're done there. Let's get out. Let's get out of this computer. That should show up in no time in QuickShare. Love it. There it is. Pull it in. We want it in this folder. Thank you very much. Okay, now I'm going to start opening Audition because we need that file. This one's going to take a while, folks. This is the moment to go use the restroom or go refill your drink. Actually, I'm going to go pour myself a little bit more soda. Oh, shoot. It's not even transferred yet? Okay, no, we're okay. We're okay. Audition's doing its thing. I can see it, and I will be right back. Hey, it's going a little quicker than I thought. That's good. Hey, I like it. Hey there, I like it. So we are going to file. Man, that opened up fast. That was great. I wonder why. Just need a new track. Add another one in. I'm going to pull it down here below V. This is going to be Jake's track. 3-23. We name all our tracks because we record almost every other night, and if it's just David, Crystal, Julian, or V or Jake, and let's say these files become unsynced, which does happen once every 3 or 4 months for one reason or another, just on accident, all the reference files are unique if you date them. So like I don't have to worry about Jake 1 because we used like a year ago all of a sudden I'd have 5 different Jake 1s and which one is it going to be? And then I have to start figuring out like, well, I guess this one was 20 minutes long and that file seems to be 20 minutes long. Stupid. It's so much better to just change the file name right off the bat, Jake 323. And so if this thing gets unlinked, you can find it very quickly. Okay, this is going to be weird. We're going to take that MP3. Pull it in. This file is not saved under the correct file name, but we'll get by. TPN live crowd mixdown doesn't mean anything to me. It should be Jake 323. But that's okay. We still got it recorded. So I'm going to have to manually kind of line this experience up with these other 3. We'll see. Okay. Oh, nope. That's 8 minutes. Are you kidding me? What's my volume? What's my output? Maybe I'll make it so you guys can hear it as I work on it. Let's see here. I'm just going to open my preferences and change my output. Actually, maybe I can do it from my hardware preferences in Audition. If he's walking in the sun. Default output. I'm going to go to HDMI so that it goes right to the monitor here. And then maybe the mic will pick it up. Let's see. Eventually I could have this be its own channel into the stream. But for now, we'll just see if the mic picks it up. It's pretty low.
Then we built an avatar and a game interactivity. And of course, everybody writes about the snake.
Okay. So I'm gonna, for starters, I can tell I have some multi-band compressors running up here. I'm really torn if I want to use them or not. I might have to log in. I might have to listen with earphones for a little bit too. Maybe I can make it. Oh, I bet you know what? Maybe I can create a little MIDI output that puts earphones and the screen together. We'll find out. Well, we're gonna eyeball it for now.
They're like, oh, this guy. We got another button. Sorry.
All right. So we've got some wacky levels.
Absolutely, and Crystal Lee and I learned that you guys have had a couple projects together at the museum already. I'm just curious, when you were dealing with bringing computers into the physical space, is this 5 years ago, 6 years ago? At this point, I'm trying to think of where technology.
I'm just kind of winging it right now.
Okay. So there was a lot of.
I'm just trying to get some
Anyone who's worked as an entrepreneur knows that
decent levels here.
it is always challenging to start a company and make it run. It's even more challenging when the technology.
See his levels. He and Julian and Greg were on different mics. They were on hypercardioid mics. So the decay, or not the decay, but the further away they are from their mic, the quicker it drops off. And that's good, but you just got to really bring it up. I'm at like 15 decibels. Well, I'm at 14.4, aren't I? So Greg will probably be similar. We're going to guess that he needs to be at 14. Here we go. Here he comes. Ooh, I'm peeking. David.
Greg, you, if I remember correctly, are a bit more of a Milwaukee local, but you've worked at
I use my theater voice a little too much.
I was born and raised in Milwaukee.
Nice, that sounds good.
Graduate of Milwaukee Public Schools.
Maybe bring it up a decibel and a half on master.
My computer science degree, but after college, I found myself back in Milwaukee. Ended up sort of getting intrigued with the Dennis Sullivan, which
I'm going to try
built and was kind
a multi-band compressor on him
of them, which actually led into
and just see what it sounds like.
doing some contract work with them, working on.
Because these guys, they sound good actually,
I had the good fortune.
but maybe we can
They needed a technician.
level. Let's just do a quick broadcast.
Go to the Sullivan when it was wintering in
Ooh.
the Caribbean and do some distance learning programs.
Okay, so that's obviously better. We're going to go that route.
So I actually
Yep.
was sent to the Caribbean to
I can bring the levels down now.
satellite uplink and distance learning equipment for that program, which was a tough job. It was a tough job. Real arm twister.
Okay, let's do that with Julian as well. I liked that. Here's Julian right here. Let's make him a different color. It's a little hard to tell him from. Well, I mean, I guess it's not. I don't know. I just like using different colors. It helps me personally. I guess he's going to get purple. There we go. Now we got a range. You're purple, Julian. Krista Lee just slacked me. She said, hey, the 3rd episode of Sci-Fi Science is up, but it says it's private. That's weird that it's showing. Maybe we should go fix that. Maybe I'll fix that right on the stream right now. It's still uploading. I'll let her know. Go take care of Sci-Fi Science real quick. Really what I'm going to do, it's still uploading. I'm just going to go into its settings real quick and take it off of the Sci-Fi Science playlist. Just real simple. Then it won't show up in the playlist, and nobody will think that they're supposed to be watching it yet. I'm sure Crystal Lee checked out the YouTube page and saw it and was like, what's going on? Yep, delete this one. This was a failed upload earlier. Okay. Okay, thanks, she just said. I guess I'm just sharing this with you guys. That's the thing that's awesome and challenging about working at Technophiles is you always are only 90% focused because there's something's going on with one of the other shows. At every moment you're working on one show with a certain amount of people, and every couple hours something for one of the other shows needs your attention. And I love that. But it's a little challenging if you're not careful. Yeah, this is only 29% uploaded. So I'm going to go in there and take it off the playlist, and I'll let her know. Here we go. Goodbye, Sci-Fi Science. Save changes. And I'm just going to Slack her real quick and say, should be out of the playlist for now. Cool. Let's get out of here. Okay, so where were we? We're still importing the...
Sure. And dinosaurs, we're going backwards in time.
Let's bring that multi-band compressor in for Julian. We'll try broadcast as well. Even if I just use it for their voices, I'm not sure yet. Like I said, they were on slightly different mics than us.
I had my own company.
Yep, so that's way too much.
We were 9 people at our largest.
Pull it down.
Argonaut, and that company
What I look for is I'm trying to have everyone's voice hover in this yellow.
Digital experiences.
Personally, that's where I like it.
Okay. So we were playing
He projects... Both Greg and Julian were amazing. Julian was projecting a little bit more than Greg, so I'm going to pull Julian down. See, he's at 6. Greg's at 9. Oh, interesting.
Partner who is a much more competent technologist than I was. I mean, I'm a design guy, an idea guy.
Sure, that's cool. Let's see. Then my channels are pretty loud. I might be pulling it down.
Yes, indeed, fantastic. So I'm going to jump over to Greg real quick.
I'm going to try multi-band compressor on me and see what happens.
Quick too, so we can get him out here on the floor as well. Greg,
Patrick is apparently... One of the other hosts of Sci-Fi Science is excited to see the episode. I'm going to Slack Crystal Lee real quick and tell her. Here we go.
A bit more of a Milwaukee local, but you've worked at a number of places as well here.
Yes, I was...
Hey, this is sounding good. I'm liking this. Okay, so I'm pleased with my levels, I'm pleased with Greg's, and I'm pleased with Julian's. I might go ahead and put the multi-band compressor on everybody, specifically the broadcast one. I'm just going quick here, so I'm just grabbing presets, and I'm fine with that. If this were a movie or something like that, if we had 6 months to edit this thing, I'd probably, you really dig in. But the broadcast preset seems okay for me right now. This is 82% in. Okay, I'm bringing Slack up. Let's see. Everybody chimed in. So what do we need? We still need Crystal Lee. It looks like she's talking here a little bit. Let's go over here. I don't know if that's Crystal Lee. That might be V. I'm a little worried about it. I might have the girls swapped on accident. Because V, for a minute there, oh my gosh, we were so nervous. for a minute there, V couldn't make it to the show. Like her ride got canceled or something, or didn't get there in time, and we didn't know if she was going to be there. So then we had to switch it all up, and Crystal Lee was going to sit where V was going to sit, and it got crazy. But then V did show up at the last minute, so I honestly I might have not swapped their mics. Yep. Okay, so that is V, and Crystal Lee must have been down here then. Okay, that's fine. Let's see what we get. So I'm looking again over here now. I'm trying to... Oh, her levels are pretty good.
And it's like a modern day diorama because you see like, you know, the guy's got a PA system and a cooler. Like, and
this is all looking pretty good. I really want everything to stay in the yellow and just scrape the red.
On a mission trip once, and it brought me like right back there. It was amazing, and that was really special as well.
I've been told that a number of those people were inspired by real people too, by the way.
Okay, that looks good. And then it looks like maybe Crystal Lee's talking right here, but maybe she's just laughing. Let's zoom out. Here's some Crystal Lee stuff. It appears that Crystal Lee's talking right here. Zoom in.
It would take maybe an hour to go through the whole.
Oh my God. We're going to mute that mic. No. I don't like it.
Like the Oregon.
Did we really get Darth Vader voice?
There it is.
Oh no, someone's mic broke. Someone's mic broke. Okay, I'll just deal with it as we go.
Still do that in Milwaukee.
What's going on? Okay, so it looks like Crystal Lee's mic went nutso sauce on us, and it looks like it might have happened in the second half. Let's listen carefully. So this is her mic. This is only her mic we're hearing right now. Only Crystal Lee's mic. So what I'm paying attention, I want to see what happens right here. Hopefully, we don't hear anything crazy. Okay, that's fine. So something happened coming into the second half. Let's see what these claps. The claps are so, even though like we're in the technological age, these claps are so important. What am I getting now? Whoa! Julian Jackson just retweeted that I'm streaming. Thanks, Julian. Julian Jackson is on Twitter at Ninjackson. Ninjacksons. Ninjacksons. Sounding pretty good. Oh no. So what I might have to do is I might have to take, if Crystal Lee's mic went bad, I'm going to have to pull from the room mic. I'm going to have to pull from other mics. There it is. That's where it breaks. That was the moment. Did you hear it? Oh no. That was the moment right there. It's in here somewhere. Listen. There it is. So it's this beat and then this beat. That's the same wave file right there. Well, shoot. All right, let's see. Let's listen to it one more time. Right now. And now we get static. Okay, that's the worst.
But every time we came back in,
So I'm going to take this as we go. I'm going to... Can I disable this audio? I've never actually had to do it this way. So in Premiere, you can disable. The other thing is I could just put the volume all the way down, but I really would prefer to not do that. Track stretch remix, select reveal. You guys have probably seen it before I am. Can I just mute it? Match clip loudness, that's interesting. Man, that is a bummer. Well, I guess what I'll do is I'll just pull them down. I don't like doing it this way. Oh, I wonder if she came back though, huh? Oh, it hurts. That's the worst, and I just messed up. Undo. Okay. Another mic went down? What's going on here?
So this is kind of happening coming out of the trolley.
These mic went bad? What happened last night? She's about to talk. Let's see what happens. No! These mic and Crystal Lee's mic went bad. No. Oh my goodness. No. This is getting serious. Come on now, Dave. There we go.
Major project, and that was said to me in the interview.
Who else? What's going on here?
Yes, tarred and feathered, that's right.
Greg's is going bad. Okay, maybe it's... Oh my god, maybe it's Greg's, but maybe it's only Greg. Oh, I don't like it. I'm having like a panic attack right now. Edit. What, 0? Wait, where are we? That's not gonna do it. What am I... Oh. .6, okay. Let's see here.
Yeah, honestly, my grandparents lived down in near Chicago, and my grandpa got wind of it in some sort of article.
Okay, I can use V on my mic if I have to. She was close enough to me.
He picked up the phone and called the museum and was like, "You guys are gonna do anything to the general store, are you?"
And we were, and we did.
Julian's is good. Julian's mic is fine. Greg's is bad. Crystally's is what? Oh, wait, we don't know. I gotta bring it back up. Man alive. Wow, we've got 3 bad mics. On part 2, for some reason... Okay. Oh, this is not good. I'm going to... Okay, we got to start implementing some strategies here. So it looks like first part of the show, everything's great.
That was going to begin interacting in ways that weren't...
In fact, quite nice. Then 3 mics broke in part 2 for some reason.
Sure, the ambient, which is...
And then what about part 3? Probably the same.
Get feedback from them because they say, well, we tried.
Okay, well, I'm going to take this other mic. Damn it. I'm going to take this other mic and I'm going to sync it. I'm going to sync the analog mic with the digital stuff and we'll just take it from there. This is interesting. Look at these claps. They're not lined up. All right, let's see here. Maybe those aren't the claps. Maybe this is the claps. Yeah, here we go. Those look good. Those are all fine. We need the 3 claps for this guy down here, our analog audio. I'm going to solo this guy and see if I can listen in. Oh, come on now.
Sound speed on wireless. Sound speed on the microphones. We're rolling back down. I forgot my belt today.
Okay.
So frustrating. I'm like strategically breathing out the whole time. This is TPN Pod 292, 1A, B, C, -1.
It's bonkers. Okay, wait, there's our claps. Okay. Hard to see, but they're right here. Let's line them up. 3 bad mics in part 2. We'll get by. I'll figure it out. But dang. That looks pretty good. There we go.
Believe it or not, all you have to do is clap to make all the computers be friends with each other.
Okay, we're going to jump to the end of that break, which is, I'm going to guess, right here. Find the next set of claps. Hey everybody, we're back. Big old claps. Big old claps for everybody. So that actually is probably... Come on now, seriously. Why do you keep doing that? Can I make these a little bigger? There we go. For now, I'm going to pull these in. I want to see this more. I don't like it. Where could these claps be? Maybe right here. That might be, that's, I don't know. Lowercase n, okay, I said that in the first part. So this is going to be, over here is going to be part of the second part.
Right, this is...
There we go. This is what I wanted.
I forgot, that is rolling, right? Moving along.
It's crazy how low those levels are, but they're so high. They look so low. Man, that mic is confusing.
This is TPN Pod 292.
Here's the claps right here.
2A,
This is going to be the claps for sure.
B, C, -1.
Okay. These are the claps right here, I believe. Let's bring them over here. So I'm trying to line up these claps with this one. Just syncing, really. I don't know. This mic was really sensitive. It might save the day. And I can use it as a channel for the other ones. Okay. Let's get in there. Let's get this correct. If I know I'm gonna be using this, I want this synced exactly. There we go. Let's see here. Zoom back out. Let's bring everything in. Oh, so scary.
B, C, -1. Alright. So I'll just sit down here and then we will
Sounding good right now.
Okay, we're back, that kind of thing. Yep. Excellent. I'm so excited. All right. You guys feeling good? You're good? Yep. I think we got some good distances here. All right. Should we do an applause like we did with Mark Tasman?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Ready? Like, all right.
Good break. Applaud yourselves for that relaxation.
Julian and Greg, our last guest, he was a true delight. But every time we came back in, he would really pumped it up. Maybe he helped us. Maybe that's part of our format now, is that we have to just applaud wildly every time we do that in the studio from now on.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so V's mic, Greg's mic, and Crystal Lee's mic are out. That's insane. I'm going to... There's never a point where they come back, huh? Oh, come on, stop it. Alright, this just got pretty real here. Keep grabbing it the wrong way.
We used, but again, wanting to have stored.
So what's going on there?
All right. Julian and Greg, our last guest, he was a true delight. But every time we came back in, he would get the crowd going.
Okay, we have a little delay there. I don't know why. Something really weird happened. Let's see here. Yes, it's true. Leslie, three mics are out. I'm getting texted by non-Twitch users. Yeah, so I lost V's, Greg's, and Crystal Lee's mics, Leslie.
Get the crowd going. Really pumped it up. Maybe he helped us.
So I'm going to take this as we go, and whenever the girls talk, or Greg, man, oh God, this is the second half too. Greg had so many great things. I'm going to be able to pull him from somewhere. I can probably pull him from Julian too. We'll see what happens.
Or a newspaper or something that there was going.
Now we've got delays already?
Interview.
This is a friggin' mess.
Is in people's hearts, and so.
So everything is synced at the claps, and then somewhere when the three mics go out, the sync changed. Some of the audio files lag or something. Let's see. That's fine. I might have to just listen to this.
I'll just sit down here and then we will. That's okay. We'll come in.
That's fine.
Okay, we're back. That kind of thing. Yep.
It's fine that you popped in for a second.
I'm so excited. All right. You guys feeling good? You're good? Yep. I think we got some good distances here.
Where? Where does it happen? Where's the break?
Pause like we did with Mark Tasman?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Ready? Like, all right.
Okay, fine.
Good break. Applaud yourselves for that
So
relaxation.
our last, Julian and Greg, our last guest.
There it is. There, that's where it happened. Did you hear it? Okay, so I'm going to just patch this. I don't even care. I'm just going to... I can see this here. These are connected. I can tell that these waveforms are similar. I can't imagine what's going on. I don't think that it's this analog channel down here. I think it's one of the digitals messing up, but
And Greg, our last guest, he was a true delight. But every time we came back in, he would get the crowd going.
okay, here's a sync point. So I see this little weird little bump here in Crystalli's channel. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be syncing off Crystalli's channel. I should be syncing off my channel. Here we go. We got like a weird clap here. Let's solo this and see what we get. So if I had to guess, these look similar, these look similar, and these look similar, but I have to keep remembering not. So what I might do, I might pull Jake's up to me, so it's gonna be easier to track this. Ugh. Okay. So if you're just tuning in, we have been it's been a good night. We've got a lot of work done, but just now we found out that 3 of the mics cut out, or didn't exactly cut out, but the MIDI aggregator that was importing them broke down software-wise. So I'm trying to figure out where it happened so that I can patch it. Patch it old school style by bringing in other microphones. Okay.
Instances where it's just like a total light bulb in this design. It's usually a lot of slogging and hard work.
I can kind of hear it there. Okay, here we go. That waveform is with that one. That waveform, I think, is with this one. So I'm going to chop here, and then we'll find out where it actually breaks. Let's pull this over. Zoom in here.